Hey guys, Coach Life here again. This is just a special episode which has led me to an interesting discovery while I've been recording a special series I was keeping secret. So the series involved the mod Lights Out, and I was doing it as a secret, and I was going to launch it in a special way. I spent the last 3 days pretty much solidly recording episodes, uploading them in private, getting a series ready, and I was suffering from some horrendous lag. So I just want to show you something, because it's basically negated 3 days worth of work that I've put in. So I've got the Lights Out mod enabled, and I'm going to load up my Fast and Hot series. Okay, so the series I was recording was Deep Dark Sea, okay, which was Lights Out on Oceania with lots of volcanoes and so on and so forth. It's going to be a surprise series, but I'm just going to load up my Oasis series, and I just want you to see what happens. Okay. Now you've all seen, I should imagine a lot of you have seen my Oasis series where I built the regolith melter, and it was a speed run with fast workers enabled. It's on about cycle 800 and something, I think, and we've got about 30 dupes in there, plus a few rockets and so on and so forth. So it's been quite a good series. I've enjoyed making it, and yeah, it was. I accidentally loaded it with the Lights Out mod enabled, and it was basically completely crippled. You'll see in a minute how bad it is. And I had a little rant while I was doing my my other series as part of the video, because the game was getting extremely laggy. I was up to about cycle 90, and I'd got 10 dupes, but I was getting like horrendous FPS. It was like running at 7 FPS. So you can see what's going on here. The game is just initializing, and I'm on pause, and I'm getting 8 FPS. You can see the lights out, yeah? So you can see everything in the background. Now I'm going to unpause it. Yeah, I want you to see what happens. Right, we're now at 2 FPS. Yep, I'm serious. 2 FPS. You can see the whole screen is just going nuts. It's pausing. That's 1 FPS. It's down to 1 FPS now. And everything is just a total lag fest. Yeah, you can see the guys in suits running around with their suits on. If I try and zoom in, yeah, it's just nothing happens. It just freezes and goes not responding. Now, I'll just give it a few seconds to recover. It might recover, it might crash. I'm expecting it to crash. Last time I had to close it with the X in the corner. But if I can make it to the menu, I'll press the escape button now. It's totally frozen. As you can see, nothing is happening at all. But if I can get to the escape menu, I can turn off the Lights Out mod. You can toggle it off. Now, originally, this was to be the style of the game that Clay invented. You were to rework it a bit like, you know, the old Don't Starve After Dark. It was a dark game, and you had to build the lights and make it more visible, and that would gradually expose more of the map. But we all know that this game is, shall we say, it gets a bit laggy when it has to manage lots of liquids and gases and so on and so forth. So it's a bit, you know, you can get it down into sort of double digit, just barely double digit FPS, you know, during end game. And that's if you've got a decent PC. If you haven't, you know, it's a total lag fest. I'm sure it's something that they really need to work on, and it's been a subject of, many of my conversations so far, on many of my playthroughs. But yeah, I mean, this is just completely locked up. It's just not possible to continue. So I'm going to just pause the video here and reload the game completely. Okay, so I've managed to get it reloaded, and I'm hoping this is going to work. If not, I'll have to kind of demonstrate it on another level. So I've just hit the escape key. I'm waiting for the menu to come up. It is so laggy, I'm not even sure it's going to work. But we can keep our fingers crossed. Come on. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to toggle the lights out mod now. Turned it off. And we'll resume the game. And as you can see, everything is back to normal. Yeah, you can run it, turn the pause off, the game is fine, absolutely fine. It's obviously slow because it's an end game base, but we're now up to 15 to 20 FPS, which is about what you'd expect for this level of end game base. Now, I'm really disappointed. I can see why it's happening, because it's the lighting is the same kind of optimization issues that the game has in general, with gases, with liquids, with calculating pathing and all the rest of it. But what's disappointed me most is, obviously it's 3 days of my sort of video recording and work that's virtually completely gone to waste unless I do something. So my choice is I abandon the series and start a new series and just do a modded playthrough. Just pick a load of mods and do a playthrough and do something a bit different. I'm going to continue on obviously with my Volcania playthrough because that's going ahead, although it's not getting many views now, so I'm not expecting many people are loving it, but I've started, so I'll finish. All the other choices, I carry on with the other series that I'm creating and just continue with the lights out debuff, but play in the light, which I think is kind of almost defeating the object, because obviously I can then see and I can do everything that I want. So I'm really after your input, guys. What would you like me to do? Abandon it and do a modded playthrough? Or play with the lights out mod, so I still have to do all the things you need to do in lights out, like keep lit workspaces, carry on with all the things I've been doing in secret to make it a fun playthrough, or switch, go to something completely different, the fully modded playthrough. So yeah, you let me know. I'm certainly not going to continue with lights out as it is, because I'm only at cycle 90 on the other game, and it's already horrendous. It's already down to 15 FPS. It's virtually unplayable. I've noticed from a lot of the other people who are using it, they've not played seriously. Cryptic Fox is only playing in a small area and hasn't got many duplicants. He's not gone into it in a brute force way like I play the game. And Brothgar, if you look at his playthrough, he started with lights out and it was all in the dark, and he just turned the brightness up and carried on playing, which obviously kept his frame rate up a bit better. But I mean, he was running on just normal speed and his frame rate was shocking. If you look at his playthrough series as it progresses on his super modded playthrough, top left hand corner he's got his FPS showing, and it starts off at a good sort of 60-75 FPS, and as he goes through, it's he's still only got like 10 dupes or 9 dupes, and it's dropping horrendously. So yeah, it's not great. Yeah, I'm not impressed with the lights out mod at all. I knew I was going to have to work on lighting, and I've done quite a lot of work on that. Even at cycle 90, my lighting scheme was working out quite nicely. But unfortunately, I think the whole purpose of the mod is completely negated if it just turns the whole game into an unplayable lag fest. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Coach Life out.